Hey there, YouTube. How y'all doing out there today? Everybody ready for the weekend? Our weather is getting a little bit better here. The rain has slowed down, so I most certainly am. And I just wanted to come and do a quick video for you before I go out and pick up some fruit and produce for the weekend. So let's just get to it. I've just got a raw vegan suggestion. Let's stop playing food police. Now today is mostly going to just be the ramblings of kind of a senile old crazy man, but you might be able to use some of this stuff. And even though I framed it in the food thing about the food police, this can really, I've been thinking about this a lot recently when I'm on social media, and this can be used in a lot of different areas because it's useless. And I'm going to tell you something right now that's going to probably anger that's going to anger some people anyhow, the ones that can see themselves in this comment. Everybody hates the food police. Everybody hates the food police. Let me say that 3 times to make it really sink in. Everybody hates the food police. Actually, people don't like on social media. I was on TikTok a little bit earlier this morning. That's my happy place. I go watch cat rescues, dog rescues, just little fun things like that. But I'll stumble onto the occasional video. And the most annoying people on TikTok these days, because it's mostly just a goofy platform, that come in and factually correct things that are like humor, or pretty much everybody's in on the joke except for the humorless person that just has to come in there. Well, that's not technically right because of blah, blah, blah. Nobody likes that person. So if you're doing that person, there's probably a lot of people avoiding you. I know I've had my few raw vegan and vegan friends throughout the years that we talk about people behind the scenes about, God, that's an annoying person. It's that person that asks they've got knowledge of every single ingredient that's brought up ever. They know what we can absorb. They know that these things have special properties. They're the special raw vegans that have been bestowed with a higher knowledge than the rest of us. And the main reason I said this can apply to a lot of things, and the reason I'm saying this very definitively and not even saying it as an opinion, is it never works. It never works. Think about it. How many people, and like I say, this is how you apply this to every subject, just to a bigger, broader way of looking at it. Whether it's the news, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, or it can just be our interest. Everybody wants to argue nonstop all the time. And in any group you go in on Facebook, that for anything, for the food for sure, but any group, any community out there, everybody's just arguing. One person no, you have to do everything this way, and the other person is you have to do everything this way. And it doesn't really matter if this person's right or this person's right. No minds are ever changed. There's a bunch of the people that eat just meat. They'll pop on over to vegans' channels and on their content and whatever, and they want to go at it back and forth, and vegans fall for it. Vegans aren't that bright a lot of times. They just go back and forth. And I'll watch this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it never gets anywhere. All it is, and then a few more people jump in, and then people get sides, and you've got this side that are saying hateful things, and you got this side that are saying hateful things, and nothing ever comes of it. And that's ego. That's just people saying, I know more than you, my voice is going to be heard, and it's pointless. It doesn't go anywhere. And like I say, take the right or wrong out of it. It doesn't matter if this side's right, doesn't matter if this side's right. No minds are ever changed. And we see this day in and day out, and I've just tried my best throughout the years not to fall into that trap. And the few online places I am, I never mention anything about the food, no matter what people are showing. I have vegan groups, a few little groups that I'm in that are not anything about raw. In fact, they're not really all that healthy. And there's one, I just kind of like the looks of the food in there. I'll go in, I encourage people, but I don't go in there, and they'll kick people out a lot of times. They'll get food police. This is just more of a foodie type group. just fun, regular people that eat vegan, that are trying to get better, that are maybe new vegans, whatever. And every once in a while, somebody will wander in there, and the admins in that group, I respect them a lot. They get rid of people all the time, because you'll have somebody that comes in and starts breaking down. They don't know the rules of the group, and they come in and start breaking down, some dish that somebody has, and they're like, this is a vegan group. We're not here to be the food police, and they toss them out. And when you go at people like that, it's also, too, people can get defensive when you attack people, when you tell people, and when you approach people in a certain way. They'll even dig their heels in, and they won't listen to you. And if you strike them the wrong way, they might just keep doing whatever they're doing, or double down on it just because you rubbed them the wrong way. And this applies the other way too, is vegans that are always going and jumping into spaces where you're going to catch hate. So if you go and jump into a group that's one of the carnivore groups, or that's one of this, and I know you're like, well, it's for the animals, the environment, this and that, when it's, but it doesn't, there's better ways to spend your time to affect people's mind. Those things don't ever work. And what you have is it's kind of like the sacrificial lamb. Sorry, a bad vegan metaphor, but you see vegans that go get into very hostile places and just get beat up online, just get torn apart. And then they come back into a vegan group all crying and, oh, these people were mean to me and said all kind of horrible things. And you're like, well, you kind of deserved it. In other words, like, we just need to stop this. And I could ramble for probably an hour or so on this, because I get into thinking about the causes and getting a little deeper with it. And a lot of times the internet is just, it's not like it's not like people are creating division but it's not like there's a group of people that I don't think are like purposely creating division, although that's a possibility. But what it is that algorithm that everybody talks about. That algorithm is our first little taste of artificial intelligence. And what that artificial intelligence has found out, as it applies to social media, online, anything dealing with the internet, is it pays attention to what gets our attention the most. And these kind of discussions, these arguments where it gets heated and more people get in there. And I do even notice these, like if you'll notice a lot of times a controversial video, a controversial Instagram post, or a controversial topic in a Facebook group will have crazy engagement, because people also like to, have you ever been out on the street and seen some people square off for a fight? People stop and watch that stuff, whatever your opinion on that. So what I'm saying is like artificial intelligence starts suggesting things to us and starts pushing us in this direction where we're in this combative mode, where that's all we're doing all day long. And I've seen that before, back when I was back before I kind of gave up on the Facebook groups and like trying to be in forums and places where you have discussion. I mean, I just used to see people waste crazy amounts of time. You would have like a discussion that would go on for 2 or 3 days with no resolution, nobody changing their mind, just more and more people joining in and screaming and yelling at each other. And, as I do these videos talking about mindfulness and meditation and trying to find peace and whatever, that's just not how I want to live my life. Do you? Do you constantly want to be trying to fight for the cause online? And if it worked, I would say do it. But like I say, this kind of coming from ego and telling people I'm right, you're wrong, and a lot of times even just really demeaning people and, well, you're stupid for eating like this. How many people change their mind? Think about you yourself. What kind of approach is that? You just walk into a place, well, I'm saying that metaphorically, you walking on the internet, but you go into a space and you just tell somebody randomly how stupid they are for doing this or that, or, oh, you shouldn't do this, or that's wrong. I mean, who is going to check? That's so abrasive. I mean, think about it a little bit. It's we can change people's mind when we talk to them in a rational, intelligent way, in a polite way. We can be polite with each other, but when it just devolves into the back and forth, using profanity, yelling at each other, insulting each other, then there's zero use to. That's when you might as well for sure tap out of the thing. So stop being the food police, no matter how you eat. I don't care how you eat. This has nothing to do with raw or whatever, whoever you are, however you eat. Stop being the food police. If you're going to eat how you're going to eat, whether it goes against how I do or not, do it. Just do it. But stop talking about it. Anyhow, enough rambling for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this a little bit, got a little something out of it. Have a beautiful weekend. And if I don't get a wild hair and do one this weekend, I'll see you on Monday, God willing. Peace.